Is the sound coming through on the video? Hinne Ursula, Cade Mila Foilche. Ladies and gentlemen, 100,000 welcomes. It was with these words, first in the Irish language and then in English, that the President of Ireland, His Excellency Michael D. Higgins, welcomed President Asmai Parish Vili and Secretary Torbertsoglu and the playing delegation to Ireland for the Glorny Gilbert International, one of the longest running international youth events which has been running since 1947. That was in 2015, 7 years ago. After the vote this afternoon, I hope that we will be wishing the future of European chess a big Céad Míle Fáilte to Limerick, Ireland, for the European School Chess Championship 2024. Ireland's bid, which is published on the ECU website, included a brochure which is available to you all on the website. I have brought a limited number of printed copies for ease of reference at this session. Please take a look, and in particular, at page 5, the motivation to bid. This is based on 3 pillars: preparation, delivery, and legacy. And once you've had a look, please pass it around to your fellow delegates. Ireland and chess. Ireland is known for many things, and in a European context, not least for winning the Eurovision Song Contest perhaps more times than it is good for us. However, in chess, Ireland may be less well known to some of you. But the Irish Chess Union is now well over 100 years old, predating the independence of Ireland 100 years ago in 1922. And indeed, earlier this month, we saw the running of the 101st Irish Chess Championship. While not a small nation in FIDE terms, with a population of 7 million people on the island, Ireland is ripe for chess development, especially among the youth and in primary schools. This is central to our motivation to bid, and we put it to you, a significant opportunity for European chess. There are many aspects to our bid. You have it in your agendas and in the brochure and in the bid. But there's one area perhaps I would like to speak to now, which is around perhaps an area in our events which we perhaps don't work on and might look to do so some more. When I arrived here yesterday, I met with Israel Gelfer, And we spoke briefly, and he remarked about his very long-standing friendship with Kevin O'Connell, our recently retired FIDE delegate and significant servant both to Irish, European, and to world chess. Also, right here in this room, and indeed yesterday, last evening, I saw and noticed many, many deep and long-standing friendships in chess. So central to an Irish organised event, over and above delivering a very high quality and well-focused and well-organised chess event, is the active encouragement for young players to socialise, to make their potential friends for life. At the Glorny football match is legend. It may not be quite the legend that is the Olympiad Bermuda Party, but nonetheless, among those who were there and have been to it, they remember it with great joy. And indeed, parents have approached us on many times after various Glorny events in certain delegations to say, before we came to this event in Ireland, many of us didn't even know fellow members of our own delegation because we're kind of quite spread out in our country. And so through the social element of our events, they find they're making new friends. And indeed, the gala dinner at the Glorny, which was again held in Ireland in 2019, attended by Vice President Gunnar Bjornsson, where players were encouraged but not obliged to sit with other countries. For Limerick 2024, we have similar activities in mind for the youth themselves, for the adults separately, and for both together. In preparing the bid, I have some thanks. I want to thank Zurab, Theodoros, Gunnar for their encouragement to continue the development of chess in Ireland over the last 7 years, to Nikos for hosting me in Rhodes, for the ECU for hosting me, but for Nikos for talking to me about organising such events, to our venue sponsor, University of Limerick, to the ICU, and in particular, our supporters in Limerick, the Mayor of Limerick and the City, Tourism Ireland, and Shannon Development. And finally, to Paris for all the work he does in evaluating all the bids, and to the Events Commission and the team. For those of you who look at our bid and say, it's a university campus and not a hotel, I say to you, the University of Limerick is a well-funded, world-class sports hosting facility which has done things like Special Olympics, karate, archery, ultimate frisbee, and no reason why, having just hosted 3,000 people, it might not host 800 to 1,000 people for the schools. For those who say it's far away or hard to 800 to 1,000 people for the schools. For those who say it's far away or hard to get to, the local airport in Shannon serves 20 airports in 8 countries, but Dublin serves 125 European airports with 2,000 flights a week in and out of Europe, and I reckon it's about just short of 40, certainly over 30 of the countries in Europe, in the European Chess Union. So I reckon most people will be needing only 1 flight, and the rest probably 2. If there's anyone taking 3 flights, I'd be very surprised. For those of you who feel that Ireland might be a little expensive, while our bid is not the cheapest, it's both competitive and great value. And indeed, feedback from parents in 2019 was overwhelmingly positive in terms of the value they had, not just for the chess and their holiday, but for their social and that experience. I'm not going to comment on the individual scores apart from one. Under experience, Ireland is 5, and the other bids are all 10. And I would argue that that is possibly the reason why you might vote for Ireland, because the European Chess Union needs new organisers, needs to encourage new countries. The Glorny has been run every 4 or 5 years in Ireland since 1947, but especially 2015 and 19 that I've already referred to. And in 19, we earned an international organisers norm in addition to an international organiser and exam norm. And our nomination for chief arbiter is international arbiter Jerry Graham, who some of you may be familiar with from Olympiads, but also from the famous Bunratty event. Delegates. During a chess game, there often comes a moment to pause longer, to consider both the move in front of us, but also the strategic direction in which our choice of move will take the game. In its own way, this vote is such a moment. Delegates, you will shortly be asked to make your move. I put it to you that the full move, the best move for European chess and development of its youth, is to choose Ireland. And I respectfully ask you to vote Limerick 2024. Thank you very much.
The winner, with 28 votes out of 49, is going to be the place Limerick, Ireland. Congratulations.